Kiss, Las Vegas. Goodbye. Hey, everybody. Scott Walters. Buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So, Las Vegas, welcome to the swimming pool as we unpackage the good, the bad, and maybe a little bit of the ugly.
No, Scott, not the ugly. Only report on rainbows and sunshine.
No. Somebody's got to read between the lines and look between the economic cracks. And friends, cracks are forming all over America. Aren't you glad you're awake right now? You know, it's really curious because when I first came to YouTube as a licensed realtor, just saying, hey, listen, all I can tell you guys is as a boots on the ground agent, this is not passing the smell test. This is like working or living in an episode of the Twilight Zone. It's like a showdown at the OK Corral. Dogfight in the Wild West. I mean, it was just insane. Lines around the block to view open houses. People had so much FOMO. And, you know, it's just what happens. And the reality is this. Anytime the market exhibits bubble behavior, it's going to come with some degree of crash risk. Today, we're going to examine a listing that's at a high degree of crash risk, and it's located in Las Vegas. Las Vegas was a hot spot in the last crash we had in the '08 era, and I expect it to join the party again. Why, you ask? Well, of course, I'm going to tell you, because it's heavily reliant on tourism. And we've talked about this before. It comes down to the psychology of people, the psychology of sales. Even if you have money and you can afford to go to Vegas and blow some steam off, what do you do when you hear talks of recession? You recess too. It's like I've always used the analogy down the street from my house. Two gas stations. You've got the brand name and the off-brand name discount gas, maybe 10, 20 cents a gallon cheaper. There will be a line of people to save 20 cents a gallon, a few bucks maybe on their fill up. Just to because everybody else is waiting in the same line. And the other gas station empty. That's where I go. I go to the empty gas station. I do not like waiting in those lines. It's not worth a couple dollars savings. Now, unfortunately for a lot of people, they bought houses an hour away from work. So they're filling up their tanks a few times a week. So, you know, maybe they are saving $20 a month on gas by waiting in that line. And it's not because they want to. It's because they might have to. But the reality is this. A lot of people start to recess, even if they're financially fit, if they hear recession. And that's what's happening with Las Vegas. They are actually having an economic contraction with less people coming to the Strip. And a lot of people that bought houses work on the Strip. So we're seeing inventory just flooded. Even where I live, in an episode of $1 Million Listing, a coastal community, Southern California, playground of the rich and famous, every weekend now I'm seeing more and more open house signs. And it's crazy because a lot of them are just stacked up. It reminds me of '08 where you would just see a whole pile of open house signs on a street corner with multiple agents putting their signs out. I'm starting to see that again. Multiple signs competing with each other. And what do I always say when it comes to competing? In fact, I want to congratulate, we just helped Adam. One of you, a subscriber, reached out to me and said, hey, I need a good agent. I got him a great agent, Jody. Crushed it. Oh, well over $1 million for his property. He got out while the getting was good. Now, this was in a nice area of Arizona and a luxury home. But he saw the writing on the wall. He's like, let's get while the getting's good. And he got a great offer, pretty much full asking, pretty close, I think. And, you know, it's just the realities. I mean, Las Vegas is in a little bit of hot water. Now, agents, of course, out of self-preservation, what are they going to tell you? Oh, the market's fine. It's still strong. Now, a lot of agents don't know any market but the one that they're currently in or they just came out of, because anytime there's a real estate bubble, of course, new agents pile in. And only longtime agents will be able to weather this storm. A lot of agents now are taking jobs in casinos or looking for a job because the sales are drying up. I know another agent out there, friend of a friend, he's back to work at the casino after working in real estate during the crisis, and sales dried up. I warned you agents, man, do not go spend your money like this market will last forever. It's not. It's clearly not. So to drive our point home today, let's jump over to a recent listing or a current listing in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then we'll meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, friends, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors as we head into Las Vegas. Lost wages, Sin City, the city that never sleeps. Unfortunately, their real estate market just went asleep at the wheel. Let's go ahead and jump over to today's featured listing. Let's bring up today's crash map, courtesy of our good fuzzy friends and failed iBuyers over at Zillow. Everything on your screen going through the kiss of death. Price reductions. Let's go ahead and tour today's featured property. And here you go. Decent looking Vegas home. Unfortunately, strike two. What's this property doing? You guessed it, sucking air. No tenant, no owner. It is unoccupied. This is a financial burden if you own this home and you can't live in it, and you don't have a tenant, and every month you have to make a payment on a house that's sitting on the market. But wait, there's more. Today's unoccupied, stuck on the market properties listed currently after a $3,000 price cut at $370,000 with still no takers. Up our property's description, and while I appreciate somebody doesn't write a mile-long description, this one is too short in all caps. Not professional at all. This does not look like somebody taking their listing very serious. Case in point, here we go. Our property's been stuck on the market for almost 3 months at 77 days with over 1,100 views and a whopping 65 saves. That is not a bunch of interest, friends. Unfortunately, our property might be in a little trouble. Let's go ahead and dig a little deeper. If we were silly enough, which we're not, to give them their stuck on the market price of $370,000, our approximate cost to carry would be around $2,200 per month on this property. My guess is it would not rent for $2,200 a month. But regardless, there's still something wrong. And anytime a property's stuck on the market, 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, it's price. As we can see here, based on recent sales, our property's mid-range value is around $369,600. And as we can also see, this property's had unorganic growth in the form of a 17% appreciation rate over the last 2 years, but that is in fact now stalled. And unfortunately, a property that's going to come on above its mid-range value has to show perfect, especially when you're competing with this much inventory. Our property's unstaged, it doesn't show well, and unfortunately, it's getting overlooked. You need to price this on the lower end of its value range. Let's go ahead and dig a little deeper. And here we go, strike three and possibly the knockout blow. We can see we've been chasing the market for months. We started our journey at $380,000 and have been doing token price reductions ever since. They should have came on more aggressive, find out who your competition is, and beat them. I always say if you want to get anybody over to your open house, make sure you find out who your competition is and beat them and give them a reason to get over there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this property did that, and it doesn't surprise me. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back, and there you go. So for me, this was just a random listing I picked, but it was throw a dart at a proverbial map of Vegas, and you're going to hit a property that's probably in worse shape than that one. That one, though, is doing what I call the kiss of death. It's stuck on the market, chasing the market with token price reductions. Strike two on this property. What else was it doing? You guessed it. It's sucking air. It's unoccupied, so the owner doesn't get to enjoy the property. He doesn't have any rents coming in from a renter, and its cost to carry is probably above its rent range. So for most people right now, and that's my strongest advice I'd always give, standard amount down at today's interest rate, whatever that interest rate might be, as long as your payment is under the property's rent range, then it might make sense to buy, because even if it comes down in value, if it can always be income property, then its purchase price isn't that important. And it's an insurance policy you pull for yourself, knowing, hey, if something happens to me, my income or anything, I can jump out of this thing even if I can't sell it for what I paid for it, and it can cash flow as a rental. My guess is this property won't do that, or somebody's just trying to needs money. Somebody needs money. And then the other thing that you guys know I don't like, I usually, in a property description, you only have a few moments to capture the imagination of a prospective buyer. And when I see a novel a mile long trying to just paint rainbows and sunshine and it's the best, whatever the case may be, like, I like it. Hit your hot points, hit your bullet points, but don't write a novel, because somebody's not going to typically read a novel. They're scanning tons of properties. They're not going to get it hung up on your 3-paragraph description. But this one had a blurb. It was almost the opposite effect. It was almost worse. It gave very little information in all caps. Don't do that, agents, or I don't know who's in charge of this property, but you never want your description in all caps. The only time I've ever used all caps is maybe if I'm advertising a rental on a rental board online, and it's description, right? Almost like like a YouTube video on its title, maybe all caps there. But when you get into the description of the property, a nice, clean, short read that touches on all its bullet points. And final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy that wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the waters you're swimming in now, they're shark infested. Vegas, welcome to the swimming pool. I took a look at a listing today, stuck on the market, chasing the market. You probably have a lot more price reductions to do. And if I come along with my client and see you showing the kiss of death, stuck on the market, chasing the market, and unoccupied, I'm going to test you with an offer. I'm not going to come in and give you your latest price reduction list price. It's not going to work. And the thing is you have too much competition out there now, and a lot of the other homes are staged and show better. Find out who your competition is and beat them. I can look around an unstaged home if I'm getting value. If you're priced along with everybody else, no one's racing over to that house, and if they do, they're not going to stay long because you don't show well. In the meantime, I'll be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with the links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network, top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.